Hi, I'm Janin Veach. I'm the Director of Development at pt2, and I'm pleased to introduce an inspirational woman and the CEO of Lion Brothers, Susan Ganz.
In the 1980s, the mid-1980s, Lion began its first, developed its first presence in China. And with it, we opened an office in Hong Kong, and partly was because clients were looking for lower cost products. And for us, in terms of the manufacturing business, the only way to produce those products was produce them in countries where that was accessible. And so we began an effort in China in the mid-80s. And it was interesting, China at that time was not like China that we know today. It was the China with no roads. It was a China where it took a couple of hours to get right over the border. It was China where the uniforms were remember the old Chairman Mao uniforms? It was a very different, where they would, go through your purse and see whether you had any contraband, such as a U.S. newspaper. So, and that began the journey in China. So we began with a facility that was doing just general finishing for the embroidery, and then we grew that. And over time, China had its own presence. It really developed over time. And the growth of Lion over there was really like the growth of China itself. It went from small-scale manufacturing to large-scale manufacturing. It then went from analog to digital. And today our place is as leading as one can be. We've changed out all platforms and technologies over the past 18 months, and it's probably the most modern facility in terms of what it's doing in any place in the world. So today in the United States, we have a small-scale presence. We have less than 100 people here, but we have very, very small-scale manufacturing. We call it a micro facility because we want people to know how small it is, in fact. And for us, we're happy about calling it a micro because it really reflects the future of manufacturing versus the legacy of manufacturing. If the legacy is about having, sprawling buildings and lots of people and heavy capacity that's not utilized, the future is really about more modular manufacturing where one can plug and play things in a digital capacity as required. So for us, we're happy to be in a LEED certified building out in the middle of Owings Mills, but we're thrilled in terms of the population that we have because they know how to operate digital equipment. They know how to work with new age equipment as well as the legacy quality that Lion has always produced. We also have research and development here, which works on all sorts of new innovations, from material science to mechanical engineering, from new technologies in terms of adhesion to what's going to be next. And then about 5 minutes away we have our offices, where we have everything from executive offices to really the front end functions, the customer facing functions, the design functions, and product development. So we do a lot of product development in the United States because our clients are many of our clients are large global brands who are based in the United States. In Hong Kong, we have an office, and same thing, it's an executive office as well as customer facing. And in China, large-scale manufacturing, where we have multiple facilities that produce all sorts of apparel identity systems for global brands and leading not-for-profit organizations. So that's generally the footprint of where we are and what we do. We work with factories, we work with brands, and then we work with our trading partners all over the world. They're in countries from Indonesia to Guatemala, from Jordan to the United States. So it's a footprint of wherever they are. We create product that's then delivered to them, and what we do is we make sure that they're supported wherever they are with regard to having really great support in terms of adhesion and techniques to be able to make sure that they're processing our goods well. I mean, I think those things are just they're core and primary, which is one, we have global clients, so we must be global, and technology is ever changing, and so that must be core to us as well. So if we look at those two elements of where we need to be because people are there and those we serve are there, and we look at the other element of how do we move a business forward, I can't imagine any business that isn't technology infused today, even if it's we were talking earlier about some analog businesses. Ours is any business can be as technology driven as you want it to be. Ours just happens to be ripe for technology.